I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I'm born and raised, been in San Antonio for about 10 years now. I come from a big family. I have, I'd say 9 siblings. I'm the baby out the bunch. Let's see, what else we need to know. We're very close. We were raised to be very, very close. Family is full of artists, performing artists, and full of ministers.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your education or what's important to you, your values or your interests?
Well, as far as my education, I did get a high school diploma, of course. I always was the type that graduated with honors. I do have some college. I went up to 3 years, so I kind of took a break, and that break ended up being years later. So I just had one more year left to finish my bachelor's. As far as my values, it's always God first. Keep God in everything that I do in life. So that's pretty much my motto: my faith, my family, and finances. That's my biggest thing.
Okay. Tell us what interested you about coming here and telling your story.
Well, it's kind of weird because I've never, like, in Chicago, I've never went through any type of racial, any type of racial profiling. I hear about it, but I've never been through it. And then as soon as I moved out here, I want to say I was here for like a month, and I was walking to the gas station, and it was a group of white guys, and they were like, where you they called me N-word. I don't want to say it out loud, but they was like, well, you niggers, and it made me feel. I felt some type of way because I only saw things like that in movies. So it was like just to let people know, because a lot of people, they're like, well, racism does not exist anymore. Oh, it does. It does. So that's a reason to come in and let you know. So.
And what year was this when this happened?
This was in 2008. 2008. I had just moved out here in October, so it happened, I want to say November of 2008.
Okay. How did that make you feel?
I felt horrible. Like I felt like I just wanted to cry, but instead I kind of said some things back to him, So it made me feel horrible. Like, why would you even say these things? Like we all bleed the same color at the end of the day. So yeah, it made me look at racism a little different, look at life a little different.
Okay. You mentioned that in Chicago you hadn't experienced that. And then when you got here, you had that experience.
Yes.
How did it change the way you live your life coming from that?
Well, it didn't make me judge people. It just opened my eyes to know that racism still exists. Like, I know that it's not in everybody's blood, but it's like how others was raised. So I wasn't pretty much, I was disappointed in the action, but it's all in your raising, how you were brought up. So yeah, it just made me keep my eyes open.
Okay. Do you think that it had a lasting impact on you? You said the way you were raised made you open your eyes because you saw the difference,
right? And
that it brought things to the surface. But did it make an indelible mark on you?
It did. It just, like I said, it just opened my eyes. That's the only thing I can really say to that. It just opened my eyes.
Okay. When you think about racism, what do you see as the impact on society?
The impact on society, it divides, it causes division.
Have you ever wanted to seek justice or apologies or compensation for these kinds of for these kinds of actions?
Oh yes, because I had another instance out here when I went to get a job. Now my name is Lanita, so being that Lanita is kind of a Latin name, when they came out to interview me, they pretty much didn't hire me because I was black. They was expecting a Hispanic to show up for the interview.
Okay. What are some changes or in the community, city, nation that you think need to happen as far as regarding race and race relations that would make this better?
We need to come together as one, as a whole, and actually get to know the person behind the skin, the person behind the color. Because I believe if we sit down and actually get to know each other, we'll see that we have a lot of things in common. We have a lot of things that we can relate to, but a lot of people, they don't look into that because of the color of your skin.
You've given me 2 stories,
yeah,
about how this has impacted you. What would you tell somebody listening to this or watching this? What would you want them to know? Why is this important? Why are you telling your story?
Yeah, it's like never prejudge a person. Never prejudge a person. Actually get to know who they are, and open your eyes and know that racism is still out there.
You mentioned that one of your values is always God first.
Yes, always.
In your faith.
Mm-hmm.
What's your faith background, and how has that helped you deal with these experiences?
I am a Christian. And just taught me that, the only judgment that matters is God. Like, and then also, I'm trying to get all my words out.
That's fine. You're fine.
But the only judgment that really matters is God. You have to love your enemies. Love your enemies. Pray for your enemies.
Did you, these instances, when they happen, and if you have others, you're welcome to tell us about them. But in the 2 instances that you've told me, did you ever tell anybody else about what happened? And if you did, how did they react? What was their feeling?
It was the same thing how I felt, because I told my mom the same day. I told my whole family. Like I said, my family close. So I called my mama, my sister, everybody, just to let them know, like, what happened. And it was just like, oh, wow. Because in Chicago, yes, racism everywhere, but we didn't have too much where we lived. So it was kind of like a shock, but of course, the older school, they been through that. Like my parents, they was back in them days, so it was just pretty much the same thing. They like, well, it's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener.
Okay. When you talk to your family, and it was, for them, was it as much of a shock as it was to you?
No. Not the older people in the family, no, it wasn't. It was just like, well, it's out there. It's out there.
Okay. Have there been any obstacles in your life that you've had that you feel were related to racism? You told me about the job interview.
Yeah, there was the job. That's one of them. Not really too much of anything else because, let me see. Well, I didn't know I stopped going to my chemistry class in college just because the professor, like, he would always make sure that he catered to the other races and kept his black students last.
Okay. Can you tell me, give me an instance or give me more detail on what happened?
What happened is I went to the professor because I was trying to, like, I hate science. I'm gonna put that out there. I don't like science, but I am also a perfectionist. So I'm like, look, I need to get an A in this class. I can't do B. I'm not a B student. I'm an A student. I need to understand. I need you to teach me more. Who can I go talk to get tutored or to learn more on this class? And the fact that he literally ignored me. He ignored me like I was literally right there, and then he took the student behind me. So it made me feel some type of way, and it made me not go to that class anymore. I actually withdrew from that class because it happened too many times. First, I thought I was tripping. I'm like, I'm just tripping. Maybe he just didn't see me. I am kind of short, but no, it happened too many times. So. That was in Chicago. I just remembered that one. That was fresh out of high school. It was my freshman year in college.
In what year?
2002. 2002. I had to think about it. Yeah, it was the fall.
So you said that you gave him the benefit of a doubt because you thought maybe it's me.
Right. Maybe I'm a little short.
And now that you're looking back on it, how did you feel about it at the time? How do you feel about it now? And what do you think was the impact of that event in your life?
I don't know. It could have been the way that he was raised. That's the reason why he was acting, gave us that treatment. As far as how I felt then, how I feel now is exactly the same. Like, I was put on the back burner. I just felt like I was put on the back burner. So it made me feel discouraged.
Okay. Was there, you talked about feeling discouraged and put on that back burner. Have there been other times, either here or in Chicago or anywhere, that you've had that same kind of feeling?
Not with racism, no.
Okay.
No.
How do you think, in your opinion, how should society deal with those kind of incidents and this feeling of discouragement and being put on a back burner?
They should, I know once you get older, it's kind of hard to reteach you, but they need to sit down and reteach people how to love each other.
Okay. How do you think your generation views racial issues compared to older generation?
Our generation is kind of, how can I say? I feel like our generation is more like, because we know of our history, they're more like, okay, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up more. There's nobody that's going to talk to me the wrong way. They're more, I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but it's like right at the tip of my tongue. But they're more, what word can I use? Okay. I just say they see more. They starting to see more of it happen now. So they're more cautious. They're more aware. And willing to take action. Like, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back type of thing.
Okay. How, I'm gonna ask this way. Knowing what you know, having your eyes opened, what do you feel is your hope
For peace?
for racism and how to overcome it?
For peace and us all to come together as one. That's my hope. He's knocking on the door next door.
Okay. Is there anything, because this is your opportunity, is there anything that you want to tell or say as far as this topic that maybe I haven't asked you about or I haven't mentioned, or a story you want to tell and get out there?
It's not really. I pretty much told the stories that I needed to say, and it's like I said, it's still about you know, us coming together as a whole and for peace. That's what I hope for the world, for you know, for the world. So I mean, it's not really nothing else that I have to say.
Okay. What made you want to come and tell your story?
Well, because there's different stories out there. A lot of people might have went through what I've gone through, or they haven't been through that, and they're like, it's not going to happen to me. And it happened. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I heard this. I heard, you know, and this is how it was, this is how she overcame it, or this is, you know, how she got over it. You know, she prayed for it. She, you know, because God sees all. God knows all. So.
All right.
My thing is, your testimony can be somebody else's healing. So.
Okay. I'm just checking to see if there's. We talked about the impact and the social impact. I asked you that one.
And I do know also our generation is about retaliation. They want to go back. They go back and you kill my people, I kill yours type of thing.
And what do you?
Some people.
What do you think?
I remember that instance where for a while it was this like all the cops was killing all the black people, and then after a while black people started killing the white cops. So that's what I'm talking about. Like it got to that point. Like, okay, well, you hurt my people, I'm gonna hurt yours.
Okay. How you feel? What do you think? That is that helpful? Not
it's
helpful?
Not. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. The best revenge is the revenge of God. So it's like, hey, I'm about to pray on it. Best believe, like I said, God sees and knows all. So He got.